It's Kevin Thomas, Ricky Hood, bringing the field of 24 very slowly through turns 3 and 4. Looking now for the green flag. And no, we didn't get it. Did not get the green, Kevin Thomas. And a few of the others just a little bit quick on the throttle. Tony Elliott, Steve Butler in the second row. The third row is Rich Vogler and Larry Rice. So we'll try it again. Kevin Thomas of Mobile, Alabama, and Ricky Hood, formerly of Memphis, now from Evansville, brings them down. Vic Lemke likes it this time, and sprint car feature race time. And jumping out front, the 1984 and 85 sprint car champion. Action on the back straightaway, a little bump and grind action there. And Rich Vogler in car number 15 slowing down, and he finally spins it down in turn 1 and 2, and that will bring out the yellow flag. Rich Vogler in car number 15 spins it down in turns 3 and 4. A tough break for Rich Vogler in 15. Rich was the second fastest qualifier this weekend. Rich got tangled up with another car coming out of turn number 2. And that could have caused the damage that caused Rich Vogler to spin out. Rich instantly slowed down. So he evidently has some front end damage to the race car. See the push truck or the wrecker over to give some assistance to Rich Vogler and car number 15. So we'll realign the field. Did not complete a lap. We should go complete restart. And you can see Rich Vogler evidently through in the sprint car feature. Didn't even get to make one complete lap. We did make mention that he and another car come together coming out of turn number 2, heading down a very fast back straightaway, and he did sustain some front end damage. So that's all she wrote for Rich Vogler in car number 15. Also quickly in the pits, down in turns 1 and 2 is Greg Staub in car number 44. He came in with a flat right rear tire, and that crew is really working hard to get Greg Staub out and ready to go. And right now, Vic Lipke has the furled yellow flag, and Greg Staub evidently is not going to be able to be quick enough. He will be down a couple of laps, I'm sure. The only thing that Greg could hope for right now is they don't get the start. The push truck is right behind, ready to push off Greg Staub just as soon as they get that tire changed. All right, the field coming around. We're looking for a restart, or an official start rather. Looking for the green flag. There it is. Green flag is out. Race time for the sprint cars. And again, it is Ricky Hood taking command, but this time it's Steve Butler. Steve Butler of Kokomo, Indiana, in the second. In third now is Kevin Thomas. Fourth is Larry Rice, and Larry Rice has already moved up 3 positions. He is the fastest qualifier, is now moved up to third, and is drawing a bead on the first and second place cars of Ricky Hood and Steve Butler. Already these cars are right up on that concrete wall. We noticed Hood last night in qualifications. Not one time did you hear the motor tone change in that race car. He flat-footed it all the way around both laps of qualifications. Ricky Hood continues to lead. Steve Butler is in second. Third is Larry Rice. Fourth is Kevin Thomas. Fifth is Tony Elliott. That's your top five, but right now, that battle for the lead is definitely starting to shape up. Those three cars battling, dicing back and forth. Larry Rice in car 6X had a notion, but decided to come back and ride in third spot for maybe a couple, 3, 4 more laps. This race too has lap money for each lap. Ricky Hood is your leader, picking up money for every lap that he leads. And I'm sure right now that is going through Steve Butler and Larry Rice's mind as they are battling, trying to get to the front of this pack. Ricky Hood now starting to come up behind Greg Staub. Steve Butler in turn one got just a little bit high. He didn't make concrete contact, and that allowed Larry Rice in car number 6 to move into second. So your leader continues to be Ricky Hood. Larry Rice is now moved into second. Steve Butler drops back to third. Coming up on the slower cars. In the fourth position, it's Kevin Thomas. He now is a challenge for that position by the likes of Sheldon Kinzer. Sheldon Kinzer now starting to move up. And moving back up to the lead cars, Larry Rice had a notion going into turn number 1 as they come down to put a lap on Greg Staub. It continues to be Ricky Hood, your leader. Greg Staub had a flat tire on one of the restarts, came in, did not get it changed quick enough, and that's the reason that he is being lapped right now. Right now, it's still Ricky Hood with Larry Rice and Steve Butler glued to their back bumpers. Larry Rice now moves down to the inside, momentarily takes the lead. It's Ricky Hood trying to battle back, but it's Larry Rice. Larry Rice is your leader as they come up on the slower cars. You could see Ricky Hood hit those brakes to keep from running into the rear end of the slower cars. Now it's Steve Butler in car number 1, the Kenny Jarrett Farms entry, trying to get around Ricky Hood for second. He had it momentarily, but coming out of turn 2, it was once again Ricky Hood moving back up into second position. Larry Rice now starting to open up a pretty good gap between him and Ricky Hood. Right up on the concrete wall. Now we got our challenge for that second spot. It's the same spot that Butler retook it earlier. He has gotten back the second position. Steve Butler has now got second. Ricky Hood drops back to third. In the fourth position now is Sheldon Kinzer. Sheldon Kinzer has now moved into fourth. Fifth is Kevin Thomas. Sixth is Tony Elliott. Seventh, Warren Mockler. Keith Campbell in car number 53 of Albany, Illinois, giving up the battle as he quickly darts through the pit area. A tough break for Keith Campbell in the car number 53. He evidently is through for the day. Well, Larry Rice is now starting to work up through the traffic, and a lot of traffic he has in front of him. Larry Rice of Brownsburg, Indiana. Coming up, he has almost the entire field to get around. Steve Butler has now gotten second position. Larry Rice down low, lapping cars. Steve Butler up high, lapping cars. Steve Butler, one of the up-and-coming superstars in open wheel competition. in both the sprint and the dirt champ cars. It's Butler and Rice battling for the lead in lap traffic. Sprint car racing at its very finest. And we've got a car slowing down on the back straightaway. Car number 4X, that's Ron Mullen out of Jackson Center, Ohio. But Ron is trying to coast that car back down to the pit area. Meanwhile, the green flag stays out. Vic Lemke definitely has his eye on Ron Mullen's 4X car. And Ron Mullins finally is able to nurse that car to the inside of the front straightaway. The lead continues to be Larry Rice. Steve Butler riding in second spot. Third is Ricky Hood. Fourth is Sheldon Kinzer. What a job of driving both Rice and Butler are putting on right now. Now getting ready to put a lap on Tom Bigelow in the Johnny Vance Aristocrat number 2V. The track is just plumb black right now. A lot of rubber being laid down. Larry Rice, the former champion in the USAC Midget division, now racing the sprint cars, the dirt champ cars. Continues to lead Steve Butler with his hands full, trying to reel in that distance between him and Rice. Now Larry Rice getting around Tom Bigelow. That could be an advantage for Rice. He now has Bigelow between him and Steve Butler. Larry Rice now moving up on Tony Elliott in 57. We have yet to have a yellow flag. We did have a miscue on one of the starts. Fantastic job of driving, putting on for these race fans that Larry Rice has given them. Steve Butler now trying to get around Tony Elliott and Manny Rockhold, trying to close up that gap between him and Larry Rice. Larry Rice now putting a lap down on Warren Mockler in 7GW. We are coming very close to the end of this one. Larry Rice of Brownsburg, Indiana, coming down out of turn number 4. Vic Lemke, white flag out. 1 lap remaining. Larry Rice of Brownsburg, Indiana, if he can conquer turns 3 and 4 and bring it down the straightaway, he will win the sprint car portion of the 4 Crown Nationals. And there he is with the checker flag in hand. Vic Lemke waving to Larry Rice as Larry Rice picks up the sprint car feature here at the 5th annual 4 Crown Nationals for the USAC division race cars. Finishing second will be Steve Butler. Third goes to Ricky Hood. Fourth went to Sheldon Kinzer. Already here in Victory Lane, driving the Stoops Express, number 6X from Brownsburg, Indiana. They call him Rice-A-Roni. Larry Rice. He is your winner.